Dear diary, so today I would like to compare and contrast the two black bottles from Narciso Rodriguez. And this is the first one. This is Narciso Rodriguez for her. And according to my research, this was the first perfume launched by the house. It is a fashion brand, but it released a very successful perfume in the year of 2003, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, this one is 2004. Yes, so this is the first one. It's a black bottle EDT. Now, because both of these are in black color and I like them so much, I would really like to compare and contrast them both. And so let's talk about the EDT first. I have it dry and I have it wet. So I think the most prominent difference between the two is the opening. The prominent of these two perfume is the opening. So when Narciso for her Rodriguez EDT, when it opened, I actually love the opening. It is so bright and almost citrusy and almost juicy. It gives me a very bright, sunny feel, although the sunny morning is enveloped by some very romantic, cloudy air of musk in here. So in the beginning, I really do get the white flowers, which includes the orange blossom. It's really very nice. It's really very dainty and bright in the beginning, but it's and together with the orange blossom, there is a little bit of osmanthus. There is some sweet apricotiness, a little bit thick in the beginning, but it's the bright flowers loses its transparency because of the musk. The musk very fast creeps in with it and make it a very like a bright morning, but with a fluffy cloud of musk surrounding me. So it's a very pleasant smell, and it is bright. It is 20% sweet, like not overly sweet. No, it's not the candy sweet. I think one should never expect candy sweet from this brand. And together with the citrusy zestiness, I get the musk. The musk is weighed down by this very beautiful amber, but it's not overly amber. This is mixed very well because musk and amber doesn't overtake the musk, making it very Arabian, and the musk doesn't really overtake all the amber that you can't smell any amber. It's quite outstanding, I would say. And then as it dries down, I don't really get much of a vanilla sweetness. It's still the main musky, ambery musk with a little bit of depth, but together with the depth you have the brightness of this orange blossom, and it's still there, and as it dries down, the patchouli comes up a little bit more, and it's a very dry musk. As it dries down, it doesn't go anywhere near wetness. It's very dry, I think, because of the vetiver. Okay, compare it to Narciso, the square bottle Narciso. This is an eau de toilette, and I think this was released many years after the 2004 release. I think it was released in 2014. No, this is 2015. This was released in 2015, fairly about 5 years of age now. Now it's 2020. Yep, 5 years of age. This is a woody musky. So immediately the beginning is totally different. What I get here is the rose. Immediately hitting my nose is a very woody rose, and the rose, it's not too woody that it's like, Bulgari rose Goldeya, that kind of woody rose. It's not that. You get the rose, but it's mixed together, like you are seeing a rose flower, a red rose flower. Okay, so the beginning is, I straight away get the rose, and it's a red rose, a very romantic, big, plush red rose. But I am seeing this rose in a cloud of musk, because the musk is already there in the beginning, and together with the rose and musk, it's very romantic. It's a very romantic woody rose. There is no sweetness, but it's quite solid, it's like a non-sweet jammy rose. Yes, it's not sweet, but you can imagine the texture of a jammy rose. It has the texture like a very thick texture of this rose, but there is no sweetness. It is just the rose. It is just the elegant, almost heavenly rose, and together with the rose I have the musk. It's really not as bright as the Narciso Rodriguez for her, because the white flowers are absent in here, and together with the rose and the musk, I think the cedarwood and vetiver is more prominent in here in this one, because compared to Narciso Rodriguez for her, this one is much more woodier. Yes, this is much more woodier. The cedarwood and the vetiver, it really makes the whole thing very dry and woody, and it almost goes to the edge of like sandalwood woodiness, but it's not really that woody because of that very beautiful musk. Okay, when my body temperature raises because of heat and sweat and doing physical activities around the house, this one actually projects more and more with the heat. And well, this one projects more with the heat, but it gives me a very clean feeling, as if I just got out of shower, that kind of cleanliness. But Narciso, the square bottle, doesn't give me the clean freshness that Narciso for her gives me. So it's very difficult to judge which one is better for me and which one is more to my taste, because I seem to like them both. And as it dries down to the very far dry down, it is almost identical, other than this is much more powdery when it is in the heat, when this is already powdery in ordinary temperature. When I don't sweat, it is already powdery. So, and it's a clean powdery scent. This is like a woody powdery scent. So yes, that's all for me. I would like to try more from the line and compare and contrast more from the line. I really like the house Narciso Rodriguez, and I don't think any of their product really failed me except for the pure. I like almost all from the line Narciso Rodriguez, and I've tried almost all of them except for some really exclusive one which cannot be found online or on Fragrance X. Well, I have to say that the pure musk is quite underwhelming for me. It is not as great as Narciso Rodriguez for her EDT, nor is it as great as Narciso EDT. So that's all from me. If you are peeping into this diary, I would really love for you to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.